We're driving a 2025 Honda Odyssey. It's been updated for 2025, but by our estimation, there are 3 things missing.
But first, here's how much the Odyssey costs.
It's interesting being in the 25 Odyssey because it's been updated, but it still feels a little bit dated interior-wise here. You can feel that the bones are getting old. For example, the screen can't get much bigger without blocking these vents. And you get this line of buttons right here and this down here. It feels a little out of step with maybe the more modern, streamlined way of organizing buttons.
True, but if you prefer buttons, this is a great choice for you. I really appreciate that they've prioritized wipeable surfaces in here. Although with this black cream combo, I feel like we would destroy this immediately.
Well, but it's so wipeable though. What are you doing to it?
I don't know, you splatter some raspberry sauce on there.
At least that's what you tell the authorities. This is all leading to, man, this is a functional space.
There are so many pockets in the doors. We have multiple sauce pockets on the top tier, great bottle storage.
More cup holders inboard and then through all the different rows. If you enter the Odyssey double fisting, you will not be disappointed. There's probably a better way to word that, but God, I'm hoping you know what I meant. You got a wireless phone charger right here, but if you want to have a wired connection, it's over here and it kind of has to bridge this little gap, unless you use the USB port that's here in the center console. There's also a little hidden storage underneath there, which would be more hidden if it didn't say removable in big block letters.
I'm really appreciating this open area. There's also a nice bag hook here in case you want a garbage bag.
Moving to the front seats, how are you finding comfort?
They're a little bit flat and firm for my taste, but otherwise comfortable.
For me, by contour, I appreciate that there's no pressure points, and we could always use more lateral support because we live in a super windy mountain town, but if you live in suburbia, you're not going to be complaining too much.
And the flatness of the seat does accommodate a greater variety of body types.
Seated behind my ideal front seat position, plenty of space in the second row, and those are very adjustable seats. Generous recline. And the second row is the gateway into some really clever functionality on Honda's part. They've got this second row sliding function where the seats on the outboard positions can move inboard when you remove that center seat, creating what they call buddy mode. And we made use of buddy mode on a family road trip in this generation Odyssey many years ago when our child was much smaller. And what we did is we took the outboard position and slid it in and up, so our little kid was kind of right next to us.
It's also really helpful if you're trying to get multiple kids into rear-facing car seats and then to be able to move them inboard so you can still access the third row.
Either walk down the middle or slide the outboard seats inboard so you can go through the outside. If I had one suggestion, it would be to steal a play from Toyota and make it so that the second row seat has a dedicated storage nook in the cargo area.
The cargo area is large enough to accommodate it, but not as seamlessly.
If you don't need to make use of buddy mode, that center middle seat can flip down. You got like a little console there with a bunch more cup holders. I should have said at the beginning, but the Honda Odyssey only comes in an 8-passenger configuration. Kiddo, how do you find climbing in and out? You're riding your seat side saddle. That's funny. How do you find climbing in and out of the Honda Odyssey?
It's really easy. Grab handle, very low.
Second row access is easy. Third row access, plenty of room for climbing back there when you slide the second row seats forward. Yeah, accessibility is one of the big strengths. The seat height is such, you can just kind of get close to it, let gravity do a little bit of work, and you sort of flop into the seat. And doubly so when you're using that buddy mode function. Seated in the third row, plenty of space for an adult my size, 5'10", long torso, poofy hair. In both the second and third rows, completely flat floor. So even in that middle position, my feet fit comfortably. Did I say comfortably? Is that how I said it?
Comfortably.
That's just how comfortable it was.
It's not just comfortable. It's comfortable. For cargo space, we've got 32.8 cubic feet behind the third row. You got that super deep well. Man, you can load this thing up with cargo even if you have all the seats occupied. That is a 60-40 split third row, and it is so easy to flip those things down, at least in our tester, if you're using the right side. If you're using the left side, it tended to get a little bit stuck. I think that's particular to our tester. When operating as it should, those third row seats deploy into the lower position very, very simply.
It doesn't take a lot of strength to lift them back up either.
With third row lower, you got 86.6 cubic feet of space to work with, which is a lot of space. If you're using the Odyssey as a family wagon, and I suspect you might be, there's just a lot of places to put all of your general family gear.
If you're using it to haul stuff, it does help to be ripped because you can remove those second row seats.
The middle one is not that heavy. The outboard ones are really heavy. Awkward to kind of squeeze in and out. So bring your Micah Muzio to help you pull those things right on out. But yeah, if you have the second row removed and the third row down, it's crazy how much space is in here. Minivans are so functional.
They put the functional in functional.
By the way, for accessing the cargo area, that is a standard power hatch. We also on our tester have an optional foot-activated version. Took a couple kicks, but I did get it to open. Oh, and I was looking back there for the spare tire, and it is not there. The spare tire in a Honda Odyssey is hidden underneath the feet of second row passengers. Sweetie, what's the car seat situation?
There are lower anchors in all 3 seats in the second row, and in the third row, there are lower anchors in the outboard seats. And there is room for a rear-facing car seat in the second and third row.
As for safety, the NHTSA has rated the Honda Odyssey 5 stars overall. It is a top safety pick from the IIHS for 2024, but that will also apply to 2025, I suspect. And there's a full suite of active driver assist technology, plus 8 airbag standard family. What do we think? Is the Honda Odyssey family friendly?
Yay! Family friendly.
Rear window test. Not all the way down, but still pretty good. Boop, bunk. Armrest test. Driving in a comfortable 8 and 4. This inboard armrest is exactly where I need, so I can just keep my hands on the wheel and my elbows comfortable in their spots. Both squishy inboard and outboard. Gosh, I'm feeling generous. 100% inboard, 100% outboard. I don't know how this could be much better. It even adjusts. If you want your arm at this weird angle, you can do that.
And I can still access the console storage.
We've achieved armrest perfection. Moving onward to style. The outside of the Honda Odyssey has received a couple of updates for 2025. We've got new front and rear fascias, and we got a new grille, and I don't know why I said it like that, but if you do a side-by-side comparison showing 24 and 25, you can see like, yeah, indeed, there have been some updates, but mostly the aesthetic carries over.
I really appreciate that from behind it looks like it has a big smile. I always notice that in school drop-off.
Honda Odyssey, we've got a smiley behind. But that's not the only point of interest out back. Fun fact, these reflectors here are the same ones used on the second generation Acura NSX, making the Honda Odyssey ever so slightly cooler through proximity to the supercar world. In similar fashion, Flying Eyes eyewear is made for pilots like me. But non-pilots like you can also wear them and enjoy their lightweight, durable, patented Resilimide construction. If you're even a little curious to learn more about Flying Eyes, click the link in the description below, and if you use the promo code Micah, you can save 10%. Here, I'm gonna bend it just to dazzle you. Wow, dazzled? Are you dazzled?
Blurry.
It's still dazzling even though it's blurry. For 25, they've also updated some of the color choices. There's a new solar silver metallic color, which is just silver, and then there's a smoke blue pearl, which I think looks quite attractive. For being a minivan, I think the Honda Odyssey is still a fairly attractive choice. What do you think? Do you guys like it? Dislike it? Tell us in the comment section. Also, thank you. Thank you for watching our channel. There's a lot of things you could be doing with your time right now, but you are choosing to spend your time with us, and for that, we thank you. Moving onward to In Motion. Many people equate driving a minivan with being dead inside. I, however, do not. I actually really enjoy driving the Honda Odyssey. It has such an easy driving nature. It doesn't require anything of me. Ride quality on my long commute home, it kind of smooths out the imperfections of the road, so there's no harshness, but it doesn't feel floppy and floaty, you know, the kind of disconnected road feel that you expect from a minivan. It feels planted, but comfortable. Also, quiet in here. Now, when I reached the mountains, I wasn't expecting fun, and nor did I receive any fun. But what I did experience was competence, control. It goes where you expect it to go. The Odyssey turns and rides with competence, drama-free driving.
So kiddo, you'll have to bring the drama.
Okay.
That's the least dramatic reaction you possibly could have had. I feel like she may not bring the drama. For power, let's see what we got. Ford, whee! That combination of the V6 with the 10-speed automatic transmission means you're making good power and then also maximizing the value of that power by keeping the engine in its happy rev range. As we're talking about it right now, I have not thought about the transmission at all. And in a vehicle like this, that is a wonderful thing. For drive modes, we have a snow mode here, and we did actually have some snow the other day. That's something you can use if you want to mitigate slippiness. And then there's also an econ mode that I will literally never use. And now I'm gonna come to a complete stop, and I will note that the brakes have a little bit of a spongy feel, but can I come to a smooth stop?
Wow, that was really smooth.
Spongy brake feel aside, you can bring the Honda Odyssey to a smooth stop. That's what I think about driving the Honda Odyssey, but what does Sweetie think? Evie's at the wheel. We got an intersection here where you got to make it across, take a left, and tell me if you have enough power to get out ahead of traffic.
Ooh, plenty of power. That's a tricky corner.
As you're making your way around, how does the steering feel?
Nice and light, but also super predictable.
As you're maneuvering in this space, does the Odyssey feel like manageable, size-wise, steering-wise?
When I first got in, I had a bit of trouble telling where the vehicle ended because the hood goes down so aggressively. But I quickly figured out where the edges were, and it's easy to maneuver through parking lots.
I see you're doing a full lock turn there. Does it feel like a manageable turning circle?
Absolutely.
The numbers support that. It's about a 40-foot turning circle, which is reasonable for the category. And then as long as we're creeping through here, how's visibility?
Over my right shoulder, Kiddo's seat is blocking the window a bit, but other than that, visibility is great.
You stated before that your version of fun is drama-free driving.
Heck yeah.
So we didn't expect silly fun here, but are you feeling the sweetie version of fun?
I am, and especially like driving in rainy conditions and snowy conditions, I find that very intimidating still, and this really helped me feel reassured.
If we were in the market for a minivan, are there any game killers that would keep you from driving a Honda Odyssey?
No game killers here.
Brilliant, I'm getting back in the driver's seat. Moving onward to remarks. We got an update for 2025. This is a 9-inch screen, formerly an 8-inch screen. And I bet without like a really clear side-by-side, it might not be obvious that it's bigger, but trust me, it is.
The way this is set up is so easy to use. There are physical buttons for the home and back screen, physical volume knob. The icons are square, so they're taking up as much of the screen as they can. They're color-coded to help you differentiate the different functionality out of the corner of your eye. There are some handy shortcuts at the bottom. Easy to find my way through.
Plus a textured thumb anchor.
Although it's not a very large thumb anchor. Tiny thumbs only.
But that's why it's textured. It's grippy but small, like a child.
Mama.
Mama.
That's the stuff. Supporting the infotainment screen, we've got standard USB-C ports in the first and second rows, and then optionally, as you move your way up through the trim ladder, you can get USB-C ports in the third row. By the way, that wireless phone charger there is standard. In front of me, we have a newly standard 7-inch digital gauge cluster, and it's interesting because it's digital on the left side, and then it is analog on the right side. Now let's talk about a few family-friendly features. We've got a conversation mirror here, which is helpful for monitoring your evil children. Oh, she's waving at me. Evil child. And I'm excited that cabin talk is a standard feature. Just push the button, and now my voice is being amplified to the people in the back there. Kiddo, how's it going?
Good.
Wait, are you making fun of me?
No, I'm a daddy.
Very good, then I'll just turn that off. On the optional family-friendly feature roster, we've got a multi-zone audio setup so you can like turn off audio to the back speakers. This little feature right here, cabin watch. If the conversation mirror doesn't help me observe my child close enough, this gives me a more detailed, oh, you're looking at me very creepily. But yeah, you can look throughout the entire cabin. I can see third row, second row, and you can really see what's going back there. I will turn this car around if you don't stop menacing me. And there's also a rear seat entertainment system, which has been updated for 2025. That screen is now 12.8 inches. They've also gotten rid of the Blu-ray player, and now we just have an HDMI input here in the center console. Encapsulating all the updates for 2025, we have light interior and exterior stylistic updates. They have ditched the former base EX trim, so now we just started EXL. Infotainment has been updated, as has the entertainment system. And now let's take a look under the hood in a test inspired by my buddy Brian. Here's how you open the hood on a Honda Odyssey, and then when you first open it up, you'll be like shocked at how light the hood is. That's where you check the oil level. Here's where you add oil if you need to, and over on the left side, that's where you can add washer fluid. And if you're wondering what the Honda Odyssey's horn sounds like, all right, let's talk engine choices. The only engine offered is a naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission. Regular fuel is fine, and the Odyssey only comes with front-wheel drive.
Sweetie, will you please share our trim recommendation?
I definitely will. Our trim recommendation is which trim will give you the essential Honda Odyssey features you'd regret not getting, but at the lowest possible price. We choose the base EXL trim. It includes heated power front seats, leather, 3-zone climate control, second-row sunshades, a moonroof, power sliding doors, a power programmable height tailgate, and smart key access. Everything you need and then some. If you're ready to buy a Honda Odyssey of your very own, click the Kelly Blue Book pricing link in the description below to learn what your current car is worth for trade-in and what you should spend on a Honda Odyssey. Now, the title of this video and in the beginning of the video, we teased that there are 3 features missing from the Honda Odyssey, even though it was just updated. Here are the 3 features that we think are missing. Feature 1, all-wheel drive. We live in the mountains, and if this offered all-wheel drives like some of the Odyssey's competitors do, we would be much more likely to consider it. Feature 2, a hybrid powertrain. Fuel economy certainly could be better in the Honda Odyssey, especially when you've got hybrid options available from competition. And item 3, I think a 360-degree camera system would be hugely beneficial. In family life, it's not unlikely that you might have little ones or bicycles or whatever around as you're departing home, and having that extra visibility from a 360 cam would be invaluable.
Does invaluable mean not valuable or valuable?
It means very valuable. Like inflammable means very flammable.
That is so deceiving.
All of that is a very natural segue into competitors. The Toyota Sienna, which has a lower base price and a standard hybrid powertrain, all-wheel drive is optional. There's the Chrysler Pacifica, which is pricier than the Odyssey, but includes stow-and-go seats, which are cool, and optional all-wheel drive. Plus there's a plug-in hybrid version. And then there's the comparatively cool-looking Kia Carnival that has a sub $37,000 starting price and an optionally available hybrid model. We really like the Honda Odyssey, but if you need a minivan that's more efficient, has all-wheel drive, or is cheaper, you have choices. Almost forgot. Kiddo, can you tell us what is your favorite feature in the Honda Odyssey?
The TV.
And why would you prefer that versus talking to your middle-aged parents?
Oh well. TV's more entertaining.
What?
Be more entertaining, sweetie. Gotta bring the funny.
TV wasn't so entertaining that the person who's watching this chose to watch that instead.
Oh yeah.
Family, I think we've done a good job reviewing the Honda Odyssey. We have a 5 and a 5, and you can get your high five. Blammo! Now please enjoy our AI-generated Honda Odyssey Synopsis Song.
It's a smooth ride, it's a sweet deal. This Honda Odyssey with such appeal. So spacious inside, no room for doubt.